Are you confused about the difference between an elastic IP and an IPv4 public IP for your EC2 instance? You're not alone. Many users face this challenge when trying to connect their instances to the internet. Today, we will clarify these concepts and help you troubleshoot your connectivity issues. I totally understand how frustrating it can be when you set everything up correctly, but still can't connect to the internet. It's a common issue that many people encounter when working with AWS EC2 instances. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently asked, what is the difference between an elastic IP and an IPv4 public IP assigned to an EC2 instance? They mentioned that they created a new VPC, subnet, internet gateway, and configured everything, but still faced connectivity issues. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what exactly is the difference? An elastic IP is a static IP address designed for dynamic cloud computing. It allows you to mask the failure of an instance or software by rapidly remapping the address to another instance in your account. On the other hand, an IPv4 public IP is dynamically assigned and can change if you stop and start your instance. And stick around. At the end of this video, I will share a crucial tip on how to ensure your EC2 instance maintains a stable internet connection. To understand the difference between an elastic IP and an IPv4 public IP, let's start with the basics. An IPv4 public IP is automatically assigned to an EC2 instance when it is launched in a public subnet. However, this IP address can change if the instance is stopped and restarted. On the other hand, an elastic IP is a static IP address that the user can allocate and associate with their EC2 instance. This means that even if the instance is stopped or restarted, the elastic IP remains the same. Now, let's discuss why the user might need an elastic IP. If the user wants to ensure that their EC2 instance has a consistent IP address for external access, such as for web applications or APIs, an elastic IP is essential. In the user's case, since they are unable to connect to the internet from their EC2 instance, they should consider allocating an elastic IP and associating it with their instance. This will provide a stable IP address for their internet connectivity. Finally, it's important to remember that while an elastic IP is useful, it does incur charges when not associated with a running instance. Therefore, the user should manage their elastic IPs wisely. Fun fact: did you know that the first IP address ever assigned was in 1981? It was a simple number. But look how far we've come with cloud computing. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. In response to your question, another user points out that both elastic IP and IPv4 public IP serve similar purposes as they are both types of IP addresses. They suggest that the main difference may not be significant. They also recommend reviewing your internet gateway configurations to ensure they are set up correctly for bidirectional communication. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. This user suggests that the issue may lie with the Network Access Control List, or NACL, inbound rules. They recommend allowing inbound traffic from the ephemeral port range, which is from 1024 to 65535. This is important because when you connect to a server, it uses a port in this range to send back responses. If your NACL doesn't permit this, the responses won't reach you. The user also notes that NACLs typically default to allowing all inbound and outbound traffic, which is why some setups work. They emphasize that the problem here is the reverse of common issues discussed in AWS documentation. Here's that crucial tip I promised. Always allocate an elastic IP for your critical instances. This will save you from unexpected connectivity issues in the future. And there you have it. You should now understand the difference between elastic IPs and IPv4 public IPs, and how to troubleshoot your connectivity issues. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on AWS.